Hello again, Internet. This is the Bagel. Last time I taught you how to fold this origami bunny bookmark. But I didn't touch on the two variations that I've come up with in the past, which include the bunny finger puppet. You put it on your finger and put on a little puppet show. And the two kissing bunnies. You can probably tell this is just a double-ended bunny bookmark with some creases too. Bring the heads together and clean everything up. And you can even stand up. All the variations both of these variations that I show you today also apply to the puppy dog bookmark that I will teach next. I just wanted to go ahead and touch on this in the meantime. I actually went ahead and folded kissing puppy dogs. I think it looks better with the dogs and the bunnies, but you'll soon be able to make whichever one you prefer. So let's start with this finger puppet. The finger puppet is obviously simpler than the kissing bunnies. To start out, all you need to do is take a sheet of kami and fold it in half. Crease really hard. And then you can fold backwards on that crease if you want. Remember to crease as hard as you can. And then with either scissors or your hands, you want to separate both halves of the paper. So you just kind of put a little pressure, and if you made the crease strong enough, tugging should rip the paper right along that line. Sometimes you'll have a little bit of a glitch with the paper, but for the most part, it should work out. And then setting one half to the side. This is what you use to make the bunny finger puppet. So you basically just go through the same steps as before. So you fold it in the quarters, only this time you want to divide the long edge into quarters, not the short edge. And then from there, you would make your paper airplane fold like that. And then continue on through the process until you get to the part where you would do that optional sink. Alright, once you get to this part of the folding process, you'll have these two flaps back here that extend behind the ear. Just like with the bookmark, what you want to do is just fold along the back edge of the ear just to kind of clean up. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay. And with this finger puppet, you'll actually have to make the close sink. So again, what you want to do is you want to just take the model, open it up, and then sink that point along the creases. Make sure you push all the way in. Make sure it inverts as much as possible. So now that you got that, just like with the bookmark, you want to take this flap and stick it into the pocket we just made. Like that. Only now you want to reach inside, so looking directly down at the bottom, whichever side you decided to invert, go to that side and peel the first layer back. So the first layer on the bottom. And you'll see that flap right here that we've inverted. Now if you just take that edge on the flap and then fold it over just to lock together the model. So you're basically taking the rectangle inside and folding it in half by bringing this edge to the corner of the of this part. So this edge onto the crease on the inside. It's kind of hard. You can use tweezers if you want. This is just to lock together the model. But yeah, we're basically just taking the rectangle, folding it in half. Doesn't have to look particularly pretty. But yeah, so we folded that in half. And then just kind of squish it down as much as you can, just to get it all to stay together. So after you make that fold, if you could just reach into the middle pocket of the model, it'll open up and it's white on the inside. So if when you're opening it up the first time, if you just stick your thumb in there and then put pressure where that seam is, just kind of keep it closed like that. You can round it out, and then your finger will go on, and then you can take the ears and open them up. Just like that. Now you have the bunny finger puppet. The only downside to this is the back looks kind of ugly, and there's not really a good way to lock it together. But yeah, so that is the bunny rabbit finger puppet. Now for the kissing bunny model, the two kissing bunnies. You just want to go ahead and go through the first few steps of the bunny bookmark. So you want to fold it into quarters in one direction. But now, instead of making the paper airplane fold on one side, you want to do it on both. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to make the bookmark with two heads. So you want to make that paper airplane fold on one side. And then you can reverse fold these points in the model, just like with the bookmark. And now you want to do the same thing on the other side. And then you can turn it over and fold down both noses. And now you just want to make the nose and then situate the head to where it's perpendicular to the model. And then from there, that's where things get different. Alright, at this point you should have two rabbit heads with completed noses, and their heads should be perpendicular to this edge. The bottom edge of their head should be perpendicular. So now at this point what you want to do is you actually want to take the model and fold it in half, putting the heads on top of one another, and the points on their ears should touch. So you just want to take it, and you want the points on the ears to touch, and you just want to crease really hard through all the layers. I think there's about 4 there, so it might be a little difficult. Alright, now unfold, and now you want the mountain fold to be on top. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and kind of sit it on the table like this, and you want to basically just push the heads until they touch. Now you'll notice that this point isn't changing, but the top is. So you want this crease to go to this point, and you want these edges to move up, but you don't want them to be folded. So you don't want the point to go up, you want this point to stay down on the table. And you want to pivot this to where the heads touch. When the heads do touch, hold it in place, and then just fold this flap over to one side. When you have that fold, you just want to fold it over like a book in the other direction. Maybe fold it back and forth one more time. So this is what you should have. Have a little V shape. So one more time, you just want to take the heads, swing a little bit out and forward rather than just in. You want to push a little bit more forward, and then after that, after you get the heads as close as you want them, fold it back and forth like that. You should have that mountain fold that we just made and a V. After that, what you want to do is you want to take the model and then hold the heads facing you, and you want to open it up. So now we have a diamond shape. What you want to do is you want to make the entire diamond into mountain folds. So these 2 creases are already mountains. We just need to come over here and fold these into mountain folds like that. So now we have this big diamond. So now what you want to do is you want to come around the other side, and you want to pinch that fold, the horizontal crease. And then you want to fold along these creases, and if you just kind of take the model and close it, it should kind of do its thing. So from the back, we're basically taking a mountain fold, and we're folding along one of these sets of creases, and then it should close up just like that. So from the front, pinch the mountain fold, and then just kind of close it, making sure that this flap goes either that way or that way. So it's going to fold up this way, or it can fold down that way. It really doesn't matter. So then after that, crease this little gap right here. Make sure everything's matte down. So now we basically have it. We just want to shape up the model and kind of get rid of this clutter. So rotate it around. And now what you want is you want to make a crease that goes between the point where the ear meets this edge, so that point right there. So make a crease between that and where this line meets this point. So you just want to fold a crease that goes between those 2 points. And then just continue the crease back behind the ear. It doesn't really matter how far it goes or how good it looks, because nobody's going to see it. And then you want to repeat that on the other 3 flaps. So you want to fold it back, making a crease between that point and that point. Alright, so now you should have this triangular flap on both sides. You just want to fold that down between the 2 points. Just fold that down, just give it a relatively flat edge. basically just taking it and tucking it inside the model just to kind of get rid of it. Then do that on the other side. And there you go, there's the model. Again, if you just open up the ears a little bit. And there we go. There's your kissing bunny heads. I hope you were able to fold both of these. If you weren't, just keep trying. I realize that the lock on this is a little bit convoluted and dysfunctional at times, and I realize that the pivot fold that you have to make to get the heads together, I realize that can be a little bit difficult to wrap your head around. So if you just keep trying, eventually you'll get it. Just kind of see it as a puzzle. But yeah, so these are all the different variations of the bunny bookmark card. And next time, I'll show you how to fold the puppy dog bookmark. And again, all of these variations do apply to the puppy dog bookmark as well. So if you just follow these steps, only making the puppy heads, you'll be good. So anyway, I'll get to work on this puppy dog bookmark tutorial. But until then, see ya!